Good morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Jose Antonio Martinez. I'm the President and CEO of Making Science. And so thank you, first of all, to VME Growth to invite us to this forum, MEDCAP 2021. And I'm going to be talking to you about Making Science today. First of all, I would like to talk about the disclaimer. Anything I'm going to be talking today doesn't mean that it's a forecast or it's something which will happen in the future. We'll be giving some financial information, but it doesn't mean that this is actually is going to happen 100% in the future. We are working towards it, but it doesn't mean any guarantee of future performance of the company. And in terms of the agency, I'm going to be talking about the company first. I'll be talking to you about our markets, the markets we operate at Making Science. And at the end, I'll be talking to you about our financials and what we've been doing over the last few years. So first of all, let's talk about Making Science. In this slide, the evolution of the group. Basically, we are telling you the story of the group. Making Science is a story of growth. We've been growing a lot over the last 5 years. We started in 2016. I had a company called The Science of Digital, and step by step, we started to consolidate more and more companies in the marketplace. You see here, Make Marketing, Idostic, Crepan Texas, M-Centric. Our goal at the very beginning was to create a group that was able to deliver 360 digital services to our clients, combining advertising capabilities, design capabilities, but also software development capabilities, data science capabilities, and systems capabilities. We've been able to do that, and so we had a very strong growth over time. So we moved from 6 million in revenues and 85 people in 2016 to 19 million and 180 people in 2018, and then we've been accelerating since there. We listed on VME Growth last year, 2020, 21st of February last year, and we also listed in Euronext in October 2020, and we've been growing since there. We've executed 5 acquisitions. We've acquired Cloudforms in Spain, OmniaWeb in Italy, Nara Media in the UK, Celsius in France, and 360 Commercial Analytics presently in the US. And our revenue has grown last year. Our published results, performance results, were 60 million revenue, 320 people. And our goal is keep expanding and keep growing. So we've been able to grow with profitability, as we will mention later, and our objective is to keep growing like that in the future. Right now, in this slide, we show you some of the figures and the numbers of the company. We are 440 people right now. We have more than 400 customers. We operate in 9 countries. We want to be more than 10 customers by the end of this year. We're in Spain, in the UK, in France, in Italy, in the US, Portugal, Ireland. And in the right side of this slide, you can see is that we have our own proprietary technology, e-commerce and digital marketing technology. We have our own products. And at the same time down, we are a top partner with the leading global technology platforms like Google and Facebook and Amazon and Salesforce. We are a top tier platform with all these platforms. And with the combination of the knowledge of the global digital platforms and our own products, we are able to differentiate in the marketplace. This slide, that's capabilities and teams in 360 management, shows what Making Science can do for any of our big clients or any of big prospects. Basically, we are able to do end-to-end digital go-to-market to our clients, and we can do activities from the very beginning of a project, from the ideation, the digital strategy phase, the brand strategy phase of the project, moving forward and doing tasks in developing the UX or the UI of the product, developing the platform, developing the app for our clients, developing the e-commerce platform, and then if we follow to the right on the value chains, we can do the content generation, SEO optimization, also digital marketing capabilities, analytics, conversion rate optimization, and then at the end of the process, when we can do the machine learning, predictive modeling, and also customer management and segmentation. And now you can see some of the references, some of our existing clients, the clients that we are working with. We work with clients completely end-to-end, and with some clients we work with them in certain areas of the capabilities. This strategy and our ability to have a full understanding of all the digital capabilities for our clients give us a competitive advantage against our competitors, because all the people that works on Making Science have an end-to-end view and a 360 view of what is necessary to be successful in digital. And continuing on with some of our clients, we work with big brands. We have big brands in Spain, in Italy, we're with Lamborghini, Pull&Bear, L'Oreal, Santander, Vodafone, Royal Caribbean, and Rio, IKEA, Decathlon. So we work. We have long-term relationship with our clients that we want to enhance in the terms of adding more services to all of them. And in many situations, we also help them in their global expansion or help them with their global footprint in new markets. For example, Mafre or Santander, which we've been working for more than 4 years now. We're helping them in not only in Spain, but we are helping them globally in the different markets. So what's our goal? Making Science, we started in Spain. This chart shows you the global advertising market, which is a proxy of our potential in terms of growth of what we are doing. Last year, when we listed in BME Growth, we were just in Spain. So as you can see, Spain is a small piece of the global market and the global potential we have. And our goal is to be in the top 20 advertising markets of the world in 5 years. So far, with our acquisition strategy, we've been able to get presence in Italy, France, UK, and the US this year, which is very good. And actually, it means that we are going faster in our strategic plan. And of course, we want to do is to keep expanding our footprint, keep adding more countries to our footprint, and keep adding more big accounts and big clients to our portfolio of clients. But as I always say, this chart shows you like the big potential is not going to be in Spain. Our idea is to grow further. Right now, close to 50% of our EBITDA now with this acquisition is generated outside of Spain, and our idea is to keep growing our international EBITDA in the future. And this map shows you basically where we are. So we are in Spain, in Portugal, France, Italy, UK, Ireland, US, Colombia, Mexico. And our strategy is to keep expanding that footprint, as I would say. And on the right, what you can see is the acquisition of companies we've done over the last 6 months. So our first acquisition, these are the 5 acquisitions with the international: Leomna, Web, Celsius, Loyal, Nara, and 360 Conversion Analytics. And here a bit some of the highlights of what companies we acquired. We acquired first in July CloudForms, which was a Salesforce specialist, and we acquired it in Spain. Our idea with that is to complete our portfolio of services. Salesforce is very important, and marketing automation as well. So we bought CloudForms because complemented our portfolio, a very good team and very good references. In October, we bought OmniaWeb in Italy, which basically it was a digital agency with performance advertising, with analytics, and also with web development. And then February this year, we bought Nara Media in the UK and Celsius in France, which are similar companies, agencies, performance agencies, very focused on Google, on Facebook, on analytics, on measurement, serving very big clients. And in a couple of months back, we announced the acquisition of 360 Conversion Analytics in the US, which give us access to the largest market in the world. And they also bring an incredible practice in conversion rate optimization and experience design, which we think is going to allow us to grow much more in the US. So Making Science is a digital partner that offers 360 capabilities to our clients, as I was explaining before. And I would like to talk now about the market we operate with. Basically, in these slides, wants to show that we operate in 4 markets that are growing a lot. Digital advertising, the cloud, e-commerce, and business analytics are markets that are growing a lot. All of them are growing more than 15% year on year, and some of them, like cloud, even 30–40%. COVID, as we are going to see in the next slide, has accelerated the trend. towards digitization and cloud adoption. And Making Science is taking advantage of this shift to digital. And as we operate in these four markets, we always want to beat the growth. We want to grow in excess of 15% year on year. We have been doing that in the last few years, and we want to keep that organic growth over time. Very importantly as well, at these four markets, it's an ecosystem, and it allows us to do a lot of cross-selling and allows us to create a lot of advantages with our clients, because understanding these four markets, it means that we are able to solve a lot of problems to our clients. In this slide, I'm going to focus on digital advertising, and this is a chart coming from Statista. Basically, digital advertising has been growing over the last 15 years, and it's going to keep growing over the next few years, accelerated by COVID. 4% is the growth of total advertising, but as you can see in the line below, traditional advertising is not growing, it's decreasing, but digital advertising is growing, and the estimation on 2025 is going to $30 billion globally, going up of $365 billion in 2020 in digital. So it means an increase of more than 160 billion of total digital advertising across the globe, which brings a huge opportunity for Making Science. If we go to commerce, in this slide, I want to show it's also a chart from Statista. It shows what COVID has brought to digital. Basically, what we see is the e-commerce and the revenue forecast in $1 trillion. So we see millions of dollars here. So, and in 2019, global e-commerce spend was $2 billion. The expectation for the growth, as you can see in the slide, was that in 2020 was going to grow 15%, and in 2021 it was to grow 12%, up to $2.5 trillion. COVID actually has accelerated this trend, so it has added 10% points in growth in 2020, and it's expected to bring another 10% growth in 2021. So meaning that the growth in 2020, 2021 globally of e-commerce is going to be in excess of 20%, and in 2021 with 2.7 trillion in spend. And that brings tremendous opportunities for Making Science, because if companies want to do more e-commerce, it means they need to transform all the value chains. They need to develop more digital assets like the website or the app, and they need to do much more advertising, and they need to do much more digital analytics in order to be able to manage those digital businesses. And this slide, I want to show also what's going to happen when COVID finishes. Hopefully, it will finish not very far away in the future. And this is a study from McKinsey of October 2020, which basically was asking in different countries of the world, from the US to China, Japan, India, Italy, what was their expectation in terms of investment, consumer behavior in terms of with the different categories, food and grocery, apparel, household, in terms of consumption after the COVID. All the world is spending much more e-commerce, is spending more time on digital due to COVID, and of course, a bit of the demand will go back to other channels, like more of light channels. But the expectation is that most of the demand will stay after COVID, and that will bring tremendous opportunities for Making Science in the future. It means like when COVID finishes, the world will be much more digital, and the world will be growing much more in digital, and that will bring tremendous opportunities for Making Science, especially because we will have a much more larger footprint around the world. And when the tide goes up, it will increase, and it will make Making Science share and Making Science revenue grow in the future. So we've talked about the company Making Science, and I've talked about a bit about the market. We are a provider of 360 capabilities to our clients in digital. We operate in 4 segments of the market that grow a lot over the last few years, and that are accelerating their growth due to COVID. And what has the company been doing in terms of financials? So this shows our pro forma revenue in the last few years. So we've seen that in 2017 we did 13.4 million in revenue, and we've been growing a lot over the last 4 years. In 2020 we did 60 million in revenue. This year we want to accelerate the growth, so we want to keep basically the same very close growth we have in the past. So we've been growing a lot, and we've been invested a lot in the market. Our expectation is as we go, we move to more developed markets like the US, UK, France, Germany, where the budgets and the tickets are bigger. Our revenues should continue to grow as we've been growing in the past, right? So what happens to EBITDA? Because growing the top line, sometimes you can be very aggressive in terms of how you invest, and you need to sacrifice profitability. In this light of EBITDA pro forma, what we saw is that we've been also successful in the last few years. So not only we've been growing a lot in terms of our top line of the company, but we have been also able to manage to keep profitability and even to increase profitability when we compare gross margin to EBITDA. In 2017, our EBITDA was 1.1 million, and in 2020 we finished with 4.8 million in EBITDA, which is a significant growth. We are including here the acquisition of OmniaWeb that we acquired in October 2020, and as we published in April this year, 2021, our Q1 results were very good. We're close to 1.9 million in EBITDA, which basically is with the existing portfolio of the companies that we acquired also in February and in April. Our EBITDA is close to 8 million in 2021 just with existing portfolio. So we are very happy with our growth. We've been able to grow top line, but also to grow the EBITDA very successfully over the last 5 years. So if we focus on the stock price and the company and the stock price in the market in BME Growth, so when we listed in February 2020, the price was like close to 5 euros. It went down due to COVID in March last year up to 3.20, and since then it's been basically growing. Right now we are above 30 euros, and we think it's going to continue growing in the future, because basically we are showing the market that we are able to grow the business, keeping profitability. If we look about when is the stock price being growing, is basically when we have announced acquisitions, which basically are bringing to the company more EBITDA to the business. So to finish, and I would like to highlight 4 points. We are a 360 digital partner for large companies, and we have a track record in growing with profitability, right? We are on track to deliver our strategic objective of being in the top 20 advertising markets in the world in 2020. So far, we were in 9 markets this year, and our idea is to be in a few more markets during this year, and of course in 2022. We've been able to successfully maintain organic growth and inorganic growth. So our organic growth is growing fantastically well. Our existing business in Spain, the traditional business before the acquisition, is growing 30% year well. So, and at the same time, we've been able to incorporate new companies and new footprint in the world, right? And I think we are, in terms of a company, in terms of an asset, we have a very strong base to benefit from the additional growth that the post-COVID world, which is going to be much more digital, is going to bring us. And with that, I'm finishing. Thank you very much for your attention. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you very much.